Esteemed guests and dear students, a very good evening to you all. I, Shreya Saxena, Student Ambassador for the year 2024-2025, would like to take this opportunity to welcome you to this special session on the fifth day of our orientation week for the dynamic and ambitious batch of 2024 and 2026. It's an honor and a privilege to embark on this exciting journey with you, and we are thrilled to have you join our family. As we continue this week filled with learning, networking, and new experiences, we are fortunate to have a memorable leader with us today to share his wisdom and insights. Mr. Niranjan Gupta, CEO of Hero MotoCorp Limited. Let's welcome him with a warm round of applause. To begin our session, on an auspicious note, we will now proceed with the traditional lamp lighting ceremony. As the saying goes, Tamso ma Jyotirgamya, lead me from darkness to light. This ancient ritual symbolizes the dispelling of ignorance and the ushering in of knowledge and wisdom. With that, I would like to invite Mr. Niranjan Gupta sir, Mrs. Swati Munjal ma'am, and Professor Prateek Modi sir, along with students, to join me on stage for the lamp lighting ceremony. Let's give them a warm welcome. Now, before we invite Mr. Gupta on stage, let me introduce you to this exemplary figure. Mr. Niranjan Gupta, the CEO of Hero MotoCorp Limited, is a name synonymous with leadership and excellence. With an illustrious career spanning over 2 decades, Mr. Gupta has been at the helm of some of the most significant financial transformations in the corporate world. Hero MotoCorp, a company known by everyone, is the world's largest manufacturer of two-wheelers. Under Mr. Gupta's leadership, Hero MotoCorp has not only sustained its market leadership, but also ventured into new territories, driving innovation and sustainability in the automotive industry. Mr. Gupta has played a crucial role in steering the company towards unprecedented growth and global expansion. Mr. Gupta began as finance head at Modern Foods Limited, driving business turnaround with his finance and strategic planning expertise. At Hindustan Unilever Limited, he served as the finance head for Fodder and new venture business and procurement head for South Asia. At Unilever, he excelled as global finance director for household care and hair categories, managing billion euros turnovers. He then joined Vedanta Resources as CFO for Aluminium and Power and later CEO at Hero MotoCorp Limited. A chartered accountant and company secretary, Mr. Gupta's journey is truly inspiring and showcases exceptional leadership and financial acumen. Success is no accident. It is hard work, perseverance, learning, studying, sacrificing, and most of all, love of what you are doing or learning to do. This quote aptly describes Mr. Gupta's dedication to his field. His commitment to excellence in his academic and professional journey stands as a testament to the power of hard work and dedication. As we prepare to hear from him, let me share a quote by John Quincy Adams. If your actions inspires others to dream more, learn more, do more, and become more, you are a leader. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in welcoming the leader of the house, Mr. Niranjan Gupta.
Does it work? Hello, hello. You can hear me? Yeah, all right. So, as I said, I'm not used to standing ovations, and therefore I didn't turn around to actually tell you guys to sit. Uh, firstly, Swati, thanks for inviting me, and I'm really honored. I'm really honored to be here. Thanks to, of course, I see professors, dean, the entire management of the university. It's so great to see you all here. So I can see a lot of you in ties, some without ties. Yeah, I do believe in tieless world. So, so I've given up my ties long time back. So my brief when Swati met me was, and I asked her, what exactly do you want me to do? And she said that, look, I want you to inspire people who will be there. Now that put a lot of pressure on me. And but I can tell you that I don't know whether I'll be able to inspire you or not, but I'm really getting inspired by looking at all of you. Really. As I walked down this university and the path in the last 10, 15 minutes, I mean, just completely awestruck by the entire facilities that we have at this university. And then I came to know that out of the 3,000 applicants, you are the top 300 who've made it to this university for this program. Big round of applause to you guys. And my another reason for inspiration is I also had this dream of doing an MBA, but I could never do it. So my dream, that dream remained unfulfilled. So every time I come to an MBA college, MBA university like this, I really, really, truly get inspired. So Swati, on your brief, I'm drawing inspiration rather than imparting inspiration. So thanks again for inviting. What I'll do is that I'll probably pick up some lessons from my life. I'm also conscious that today's generation gets bored very quickly. And therefore, I brought one of them with me, my daughter Akanksha here. And she kept telling me during a journey from Gurgaon to Dharuhera, which took around an hour and 20 minutes because of traffic jam. And she asked me that, Dad, how long is your speech? And I said, they've given me a total of 1 hour. Oh, that will be a drag. And I started thinking, what do I do? So that's the generation that we face. I'll try not to bore you. So I'll just pick up some lessons from my life, some stories, and hopefully you can pick up something which is of relevance. Stop me if you are getting too bored. Then I'll ask one of you to sing so that you can get entertained. First thing that I want to pick up is, what comes to your mind when you talk about candlelight dinners? Anyone? Look, here, I'm not going to do all the talking, right? You guys have to do. So, anyone, just tell me what comes to your mind about candlelight dinners? Sorry? Romantic? Absolutely. I had that word, so I think that matches. I'm trying to just see my vibes. How do I vibe with your gen or not? So, romantic. Any other word? Calming, romantic, luxurious, premium. Why are you stealing thunder from my story? So, I had the privilege of having lots of candlelight dinners in my early days when I was in school as a student and used to come home and then had to study. And therefore, we used to have candlelight dinners thanks to the electricity crunch, thanks to the Calcutta Electricity Board, where it was not power cut, it was like power availability for 4 hours out of 24 hours. So those were the days when we used to have everyday candlelight dinners, and and of course it was accompanied with a lot of sweat, right? And you study under that, and then so when you imagine that, let's say somebody or people studying uh, in a candlelight. Uh, this place is air conditioned, Swati, right? Yeah, I can feel the chill. Imagine no ACs, no fans, right? I'm not talking fan following, no fans, no light. So you have candlelight and then you have to study. Those were the days that me and my siblings, and I'm sure, a lot of others faced at that point in time. As I say this, you will feel, struggling childhood, yeah? You must be sad that time. You must be missing a lot of things, yeah? You must be really not wanting to bring those memories back. No, that's not true. I actually cherish each one of those moments. And I can tell you that me, my brothers, my sister, all of us used to be very happy doing that. And that's the lesson of life, that your happiness is actually a state of mind. It's not the state of what you face, it's your state of mind. So when power would come back for 5 minutes or 10 minutes, we would all cheer up that wow, and all that sort of stuff, jump with joy. And when it'll go, they say, okay, we are back to candlelight again. So it's about, and why is happiness important? Anything that you do in life, it's very important to be happy. Because unless you are happy, it's very difficult for you to then put out your 100% or your 200%. And your happiness, you cannot make it dependent on your surroundings. You cannot make it dependent on anybody else. You can be happy with whatever you have, wherever you are, in whichever situation you are. And that is a lesson that I have drawn from my life. And therefore, you should search for happiness not as absolute, but in moments. And life will always provide you with that. When you are studying, when you are even, let's say you get less marks or more marks or whatever, a call from your parents or something happening, there would always be things that are happening. That's life. But you got to find happiness in the moment. There'll be happy moments. Very often what we do is we miss out on those happy moments because we're just so preoccupied by the state of the situation around us. So that's the lesson that I had from my life, that in whatever situation you are, you need to be happy and you need to find your happiness around you within those moments. You will have your lows. We are all human beings. But then come out of it and then come and start running again. So that's something that helped me in my career throughout. And like I said, there would be times when I feel, oh my God, candlelight, you're studying, you're sweating, all that. And oh my God, have we got enough? God, why? And then next moment you think, no, there are so many other people who are actually studying under street lights. At least we have roof on top of our heads. So whenever you feel that you have less and God has given you less, just think about people who have far less than what you have. I think all of you are privileged to be here. Your parents have done the hard work. Of course, you've done the hard work as well. Without that, you wouldn't be here. So I think all of us, all of you should be feeling grateful about that. And therefore, any time that you feel low, just think of this, and then you will be able to feel about whole thing and actually be happy and drive towards your goals. So that's the first lesson, that your happiness actually is your state of mind and not the state of being what is there or not dependent on others. Does it make sense? Is it too much of gyan? Then I'll cut out a couple of them. No? Okay. You don't need to tell me, sir. It's fine. Sir makes me feel um, like an old person. But yeah, I know in colleges and in universities, sir is the culture, and we got to have that. You can call me Niranjan in case you're comfortable with it. I know I'm old, but I don't want to feel like an old person, so that's okay. My next one, again from a story, is about the choices that we make. And all along your life, you will be making choices. You made choice of coming to this university. You would have made choice of selecting the curriculum, the study, the academics. So you make choices, right? And as you get into jobs after this, of course, you're starting your MBA, but a couple of years down the line, you will take on to job. Again, you will make some choices. Now, I've heard this many times, and even I think Steve Jobs used to say that, and many people say that, is that you must do what you love. Let me tell you, that's a very romantic thought. You must do what you love, right? When we are making choices, we don't even know what we love. Because how would you know unless you get into the stuff? So your assessment of this is what I love and this is what I don't love is actually based on far less data and experience. And in your life, you would have seen some of the music which you start and it grows on you. Yeah. Some people, you don't fancy them at the beginning, but then they grow on you and you start loving them. So it's not so much about do what you love. To me, it's about we should fall in love with what we do. And that's something that, at least in my career, my life, I have seen. So for instance, I did CA and not MBA like what you guys are doing. Now, at that point in time, if somebody were to ask, okay, do you love doing CA? Do you love doing MBA? I would love probably doing MBA. But I didn't even know what MBA would entail at that point in time. I did CA simply because at that point in time, it appeared to be the maximum ROI curriculum. You would spend 1 lakh for an MBA, you spend 5,000 for a CA. You start earning within 3 years in MBA, okay, you will compete, you will do XYZ. Then I evaluated doctor. And then I saw that doctors start earning only after they become old, which is 35 and 40. Until then, they are like practicing. Engineers. So I just looked at from ROI perspective. I said, okay, CA, let's do it. As you start doing and you put your 100% into it, then you start loving your job. Then you start loving your education, loving your career. Similar with my careers, the choices that have done along the way. I've chosen roles like working in a factory with its 50-degree centigrade temperatures in factory shop floor. I've chosen those roles. Now, was it out of love? No, it was fine. It's a challenge. Let's just pick that up. And then you start loving your job. So it's about, we need to learn to fall in love with what we do rather than have that romantic idea of I'll only do what I love, because we don't even know what we love. So I think that's something that as we get into, in fact, even my uh, my joining Hindustan Lever, which I joined in '94. Uh, the way it just happened is that, and of course I was lucky or whatever you can say to be in the top 50 All India list of the CAs. So I got those letters which Lever sent out, and and because the same marks you can have, therefore two people sharing the same rank kind of stuff. So All India they sent to 50 rank holders, so that meant around 100 people, and they were to select only four. And I said I have no chance of actually making it, but let me just give it a try. So I gave it a try, went through the 3-4 rounds, and then offer letter came. I was not even sure that I want to join or not join. So it's not out of love. It is just that, okay, it made sense. But when I joined Levers, obviously every 3 years I kept changing roles, um, different exposures, different challenges, and I fell in love with that. And therefore I spent 20 years in Unilever. So that's something that the choices that you make, don't be under this illusion of a romantic thought that I'll do what I love. Yeah? Make that choice rationally and emotionally as a combination of the two. Any decision that we make, always I have felt that if you use 100% logic, it doesn't work. If you use 100% emotion, it doesn't work. I think it requires logic and magic, which is rational and emotional. And when you combine that, that's when you make better choices. And therefore, that's my second lesson of my life. Am I making sense? Sure. Okay, all right. Uh, the third one I'll talk about is hard work and grind. Does it appear an alien concept to you guys? How can that be? Today is all Insta age, all this social media age. Hard work that's too much. I'm sure you must be telling your parents, right? No? You do. Look, you guys are all geniuses. Yeah? You all have come this far because of your intelligence, because of the effort that you have done. Having said that, and you're doing MBA. I also, when I did my degrees, and I thought when I joined a company, I'll get paid just for signing things. That's what people used to say. CA, sign kar dena, paise mil jayenge. The moment you join a job, then you figure out that your hard work has just begun. So there is absolutely, absolutely no substitute to grind that you do or the hard work. Never shy away from that. I told you about some of my roles which were on shop floor, 50-degree temperatures. Obviously, in that heat of North Ghaziabad, I was posted. Then a public sector undertaking, modern foods, we talked about. All of those, everywhere you have to really tough it out. So it appears very glam, and I'm not now shooing you away from a corporate job. Anything that you do a corporate, startup, appears very glam. But I'm on a board of a startup, Aether Energy, and Tarun Mehta and Swapnil are the co-founders. The amount of hard work that they have to put in, because what it appears is the valuations. Okay, unicorn, billion, million, they're all a result of hard work that you don't see. Everybody's life from outside appears to be very easy. No one's is. And I won't say it's bad. It's just that we got to condition ourselves that what you see is just the tip of the iceberg. However intelligent you are, you can be the ultra genius. But if you don't put in hard work, how many of you are cricket fans? Can you raise your hand? Wow, that's like 60% at least. Virat Kohli. Yep. The amount of hard work Virat Kohli puts in, he's a genius. But the amount of hard work he puts in into the fitness regime, into practicing, is mind-boggling. I mean, it's like he challenges the extreme. So you can understand that a genius like that, a God-gifted person like that, is actually putting in the hard work. So never ever shy away from hard work. And there'll be pressures. Absorb the pressure. Do the hard work. And an example I can give you is diamonds. I know diamonds are beautiful. People like diamonds. My daughter loves diamonds. My wife loves diamonds. So at times I don't. But the point is, look at the diamonds. They look beautiful. Yeah? But, and you are students, you know the amount of pressure that the diamonds go through to be the diamonds. They're like huge pressure in the mines, yeah, over years. And then there's a cutting, there's a grinding, and then the diamonds start looking beautiful. That's exactly the story of life with all of us. So if you have to be shining like diamonds, you got to be able to absorb the pressure and the hard work and the grind, all of that, and the cutting like a diamond. All right? डर तो नहीं गए तुम लोग? Smile then. Okay, all right. Your biggest smile. The fourth lesson I'll say, and I'll stop in one more, is learning never stops. It never ever stops. So your learning will not stop when you are actually completing your MBA course. Don't think about that. It will continue. Keep your eyes and ears open. Throughout my career, I have learned a lot from each of my roles, from each of the interaction that I've had, from each of the bosses that I've worked under, from my colleagues, even from my juniors. Because the one thing funny about learning is, unlike water which flows from top to bottom, learning doesn't flow from top to bottom always. You can pick up learning from bottom. I pick up actually a lot of learning from my daughter, because that's the new age. I'm brought up in the old age. So when I'm as a CEO of a biking company, when I have to sell bikes to the youngsters, I need to understand the minds of the youngsters, how that works. Otherwise, how will you create campaign around that? How will you give them products and services that they want? And for that, learning those things come from my daughter, come from my son. Yeah. So you have to be able to pick up learnings. Yeah. Your learnings can come from your wife, your brothers, your sisters, your juniors. So never shy away from picking learnings. As I walk here, as I talk to Swati, as I talk to Prateek, as I talk to many of you, when I go back, I will be picking up lots of valuable learnings from all of you. And that's important. Keep your mind open, keep your eyes and ears open, observe, and that's a learning. And that's what accumulates. Because after your classroom learnings are over, you get into career, you get into job, real life as they call it, your learnings will come from every interaction. And that's the fourth lesson of my life, that where the learnings actually come from. And I don't know whether you'll be surprised, and I don't know whether I should say this, but I haven't read a single leadership book. So, because it's all, because I feel that there is a book inside every individual. It's just about us opening our minds to be able to read into that. Each human being is like a book. You just should be able to read into that. And just imagine how many books can you then read if you are actually interacting and observing and keeping your mind open for learning. Learning calls for humility. Learning calls for observation. And that's what my fourth lesson of my life is. I had picked up 20 lessons. I'll stop at 5. Yeah, so I did 4, and then I'll talk 5. So the rest I'll not. We'll get into Q&A as well. My fifth lesson of this thing is, look, you can have all the resources in the world. You can have money, you can have every facility, you can have teachers, you can have professors, you can have best of the universities, like the university that we are standing here. But the difference between between winning and losing is going to be the belief. The power of belief is more than power of all other resources combined. You are students, just look at history. The wars have been won not by the armies that were the biggest, or numbers or resources, but the armies that actually believed, who had bigger belief than the opponents. I'm sure you've looked at life of Alexander the Great. Yeah, such a small kingdom, such a small sort of territory, and he decided to wage a war on Persia, which was 50 times the size of what Alexander was ruling. And people thought that he's crazy. And he won. The difference was belief. And you go back and back in the history, the power of belief is immense. So I would say that you got to believe in yourself. Your self-confidence is your biggest asset that you can have. It's not the money. It's not the money in your bank account, or at this point in time, your parents' bank account, but it's the belief. That's your biggest resource. The self-confidence is your biggest asset. Never let your self-confidence be destroyed by anyone, because by definition, it is self-confidence. It's not a confidence derived from anyone else. If you have the belief and self-confidence, I can tell you that you can go out and win whatever you want in life. That's my final one, which I'll stop here. And to just show the power of belief, can we have the video, please? Can we get the video on? Can I have these lights off? Yep. Volume.
How can he be the king of the jungle?
Cool.
The biggest.
Yeah.
If the lion is the king of the jungle, how can he be the king of the jungle? If he's not the biggest, the elephant is probably one of the biggest. He can't be the fastest because that's a cheetah. He can't be the smartest. So he's not the biggest, the fastest, or the smartest. So how does a lion become the king of the jungle? His mentality. That's the only difference of a lion and an elephant. When a lion walks up and sees an elephant, he thinks lunch. An elephant thinks run. And it's all mentality. Because when a male lion walks up, he may be outnumbered by a pack of hyenas, but I'm king of my jungle because of my mentality.
What happens when you're a gazelle and you're not being pushed, you're not being prodded, you're not given a reward, nobody's encouraging you? What happens when you're a gazelle and the lion's not chasing anymore? You stop running. But what happens when you're a lion? When you're a lion, it does not make a difference. You realize that if your family is going to eat, that if that pack of lions is to survive, then you gotta go hunt. A part of being a beast just ain't eating a gazelle. A part of being a beast is the hunts. It's the hunt that they're excited about. They like to see the gazelles run. Then boom, they take off. Because real lions like to hunt. They love the process just as much as they love the prize. And some of y'all just want to score. You don't like the process. You're not in love with the process. A true hunter's goal is not the prize. A true hunter's goal is to hunt. That's what they live for. They live to hunt. They don't just live to catch it. It's the whole process. When you are a true hunter, you don't go by time. You go by the gazelle. When you are a true hunter, you hunt until you get a gazelle, and you don't stop until you get one. And then you get another, and then you get another, and you get another. If you're going to do what you say you're going to do, be what you say you're going to be, you're going to have to lion me out. You a gazelle, you're going to come up short. You a gazelle, you're going to have an average experience. You a student, I need you in lion mode. You an entrepreneur, I need you in lion mode. You trying to lose weight, lion mode. You can't do nothing significant in gazelle mode, nothing. Nothing impressive happens in gazelle mode. Nothing happens in run mode, give up mode, quit mode, scared mode, fearful mode. Nothing happens. Everything happens in lion mode like I'm coming to get you.
So be the lion, be the hunter, and don't stop until you get to your goals. Thank you. Thank you very much. So now, yep, Swati. 15 minutes for Q&A. Any questions?
Good evening, sir.
Good. I have won the bet. My daughter told me that when people come to do speeches at her school, they say any questions and there's awkward silence for 5 minutes and then they walk off. And I was holding my breath and I said, okay, 10 seconds, 5 seconds. Thank you.
Thank
All
you,
right.
sir. All right, so good evening. My name is Deepak Singh. With your permission, sir, I would like to take this opportunity to, on behalf of everybody present here, I would like to thank BML Munjal University for providing us this opportunity in the very first week to, just meet you. So can we get a good round of applause for the School of Management? And coming to my question, sir, can you please share your views with India and its future with electronic vehicles versus ICE vehicles versus hydrogen-powered vehicles?
Okay. Thanks. It's a nice question. See, as far as auto industry is concerned, it's going through a transformation. And you see electric vehicles, you see even today, one of the players have launched CNG bike. You will see technology in Japan being worked on, hydrogen-powered vehicles. So a lot of transformation is happening. For a long period of time, we only had the internal combustion engines, as they're called ICE. Even those engines have improved a lot with the Euro 5 norms or what's called BS6 norms, where the SOx and NOx, as you understand, has come down by 80-90%. My view is that these different forms of energies will coexist. Yeah? Because if you go back, there was a time about this biofuel and the crude in 2005, 2007, talked about, but both exist. You have thermal energy, renewable energy coexisting. Because you cannot move to just one form of energy 100%. Because by the law of just the macroeconomics, if you move to just one form of resource 100%, that resource will become too expensive for people to afford. And that's a simple law of economics. And therefore, the prudence suggests that you should always have alternatives and substitutes. And that means multiple forms of energy will coexist. And India is in a great place because there are a lot of foreign companies are coming to India. If you see, apart from India, the only other country which probably can say that they are in a good state or great state is US. But their presidents are not in a great state. Those of you who have listened to Biden and Trump's speeches, I think any one of you can make better president than the two of them, right? Okay. So I think India is in a great place. UK is undergoing its own issues. Europe is undergoing recession types. China, Russia are becoming untouchables. So actually, this is the place, this is the country to be for the next many years to come. Yep.
Thank you, sir.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening.
Good evening, sir. My name is Adrian Jacobs. I'm from MBA first year. My question is, what are the key CSR strategies for a sustainable future?
So as far as the CSR is, good question again, Adrian. As far as CSR is concerned, see, as Hero MotoCorp, we spend close to around 100 crores a year. And if you look at, therefore, 5 to 7 years time span in future, it would be almost like 1,000 crores, yeah, assuming our profits keep growing. What we are doing is we have 3 planks, which is equity, safety, and greener. So we invest behind safety, we invest behind green initiatives, and the equity part of it. We encourage students, we encourage scholarships. We have a road safety program. For instance, now we have embarked on a very ambitious program, which is to say that, and again, we are big on gender diversity. And that's simply because in India, I mean, it's happening, but it's still long way off before we truly can claim that it's an equitable society. So if you look at mechanics, yeah, auto parts mechanics, yeah, you will see hardly any women as far as in those workshops, in those mechanics, because it's supposed to be a male-centric world. We want to challenge that. So what we have embarked on is actually training women technicians. And we are saying that over the next 5 to 7 years, we do want a lot of women technicians trained who would actually be part of this entire technician workforce. Because we want to break the stereotype, and that's what we are choosing. So therefore, those are the programs that we are doing. It works under our CSR team, which is a dedicated team working on that. And actually, on that question, I would actually urge each one of you and your friends and your circle as to what you can do in your individual capacity as a social responsibility. And there can be many types. I mean, you could devote a day in an NGO or to schools where the government schools where you don't have those facilities because you're all MBA students. So you can teach people who are in class 3, class 4, class 5. Think of what you can do as your spare time, how many hours you can dedicate to your social responsibility. And the other thing is you can look at environment as well. Now, one idea is to say that, look, corporates will do everything. The other is to say, what am I doing? What is my own carbon footprint? How many hours am I switching on AC in my flat, in my apartment? Am I keeping a temperature of 18 degrees or 24 degrees? There's an energy consumption which happens far more if you're doing at 18 versus 24. And obviously, any energy consumption is actually leading to emission. So I think your own footprint, how can you share vehicles? You got to think of what your own carbon footprint is. And that's the way each one of us can make impact on the environment and on the society. Yep, go ahead.
Good evening, sir. I'm Abhishek. Actually, my question was, how was your experience? Can you share your experience while collaborating with Harley Davidson while making X440? And adding on that, being an CEO, which is your favorite bike from Hero MotoCorp?
Good, interesting question. So Harley Davidson X440 is very close to my heart because when the collaboration agreement was getting drawn up 4 years back, me along with 2 of my colleagues were together doing it, burning midnight oil, because they are in US, we are in India. So the meetings used to happen throughout the night on virtual platforms. And there the agreement and collaboration happened. By the way, it was the first time in the history, in the 125 years of history of Harley, that they collaborated with any other company. And that is Hero MotoCorp. Yeah. And last year we launched the Harley Davidson X440. It was received with huge customer enthusiasm. The bike is doing well. On that platform, we are expanding further. I won't bore the others with details of our product plan. But I can tell you that where Hero was earlier doing only motorcycles up to 100, 125, maybe 150 cc capacity engines, we've done a leapfrogging into 440. Yeah, we've launched a 210. We're going to launch a 250 soon. So therefore, we're going to continue to build our presence in the premium segment. As far as which bike is my favorite, look, it's like you don't pick up from your kids that which kid is your favorite. I think all the bikes that we as a company sell, all of them are my favorite. Some other time is the answer. I won't tell you what the question was. And yeah. But I promise you some other time.
Hello, sir. Good morning. Sorry, good afternoon. My name is Harpreet Kaur. I want to know that how can we fast track our journey to corporate success?
All right. Good question. So, one thing, and don't be disappointed when I say there is no one silver bullet. Yeah. And second, overnight success is a myth. Yep. So, other than these two, once you keep these two in mind, of course you must be like the lion. You must be in the lion mode to be winning. What you need to do is, one, whatever job or career or company or task or role that you choose, always give more than your 100%. One thing you should never have a regret in life, that, you know what, I could have put in more in the job. That's how I've always evaluated myself. When I come back home on a weekend, on a month end, all I look back is, have I given my 100% in the last month, last week, and yesterday? If the answer is yes, I'm satisfied. Once you do that, your opportunities will keep coming your way. I think that's one of the most important things, is to give your 100%. The second is, always in any role that you do, look beyond what you're doing. Many times what happens is that we're doing a job, we feel the job is not, but we fail to see the entire canvas. Always see the entire canvas and what you can learn from it. For instance, when I was CFO, right? Now, one would imagine a CFO job to be finance. What comes to your mind is a guy or a girl sitting behind the desk, crunching on the laptop, churning out numbers and reports, and it's a desk job. 80% of my time I was not on my desk. It's because I thought that if I have to do my role properly, I must understand the business. So I would talk to dealers, customers, I would go visit suppliers, visit dealers, visit factories. So look beyond what optically your role seems to be. And I think, look, you guys are all brilliant, and therefore you put in your hard yards, you put in your best, then corporate career will keep coming your way. It's like, as the Hindi mein they say, safalta tumhare kadam chumegi, so don't worry about that. Yeah, just put in your best. Last question.
Hi, good evening, sir. So
Hi.
my question is that how
Your
can
name, sorry?
My name is Kanika.
Kanika.
So my question is that how MBA can be industry friendly? How can we make MBA industry friendly?
Okay.
Yeah.
How can we make MBA industry friendly? All right. Tough question. I have not done MBA, but I'll try, Kanika. See, the way it can be industry friendly and is to include a lot of interactions, yeah, with industry people. And I think already one such interaction is mine, yeah, which I'm doing with you all, is to encourage interaction with industry players, get some of them, get you all to visit, yeah, as part of the program, to some of the industries. Equally, I think the responsibility lies on you also. On one hand, there will be a curriculum, there will be a thing that a course is designed to impart. But in your own time, you can take the initiative. That how can you make yourself industry friendly? And there's a lot of research material. Fortunately, in my days, there was no Google, by the way. And there was no iPhone. Yeah, there was no internet. And therefore, we had to really, really struggle to get research papers. You guys are fortunate that you have everything available with you. So do a lot of research on what's happening around. Do a lot of external orientation. Yeah. And then you'll start absorbing. And I'm sure if you go across and talk to your professors that we would like to visit maybe a textile industry, can you organize? I'm sure with the, with the powers that Swati and our dean and our professors, all of you have, it's easy to organize that. So it's not a problem. But more responsibility you should take on yourself. Because I've always believed that once you take responsibility on yourself, then you are much better placed. And then entire world, as they say, then conspires to make it happen. You remember that Shah Rukh Khan dialogue? Kisko pata hai? Bolo, anybody? Bolo? Fantastic. किसी चीज को भी अगर पूरी शिद्दत से चाहो तो पूरी कायनात उसे मिलाने में लग जाती है. Just remember that. And thank you. I won't be able to take any more questions, Swati. With that, thank you and thanks a lot.
Thank you so much, sir, for sharing your 5 lessons, invaluable insights, and experiences with us. Your words have not only enlightened us, but have also ignited a spark of inspiration within each one of us. You are truly grateful for your time and wisdom you have imparted today for us. To express our gratitude, I would like to invite Mrs. Swati Munjal ma'am, President, BML Munjal University, and Mr. Prateek Modi sir, Dean School of Management, to present a token of love and appreciation to Mr. Niranjan Gupta sir on behalf of BML Munjal University. Honorable Mr. Niranjan Gupta sir, Mrs. Swati Munjal ma'am, distinguished guests, esteemed deans, respected faculty members, dear students, and valued members of the administrative staff. It's my profound honor and privilege to extend the word of thanks on this remarkable occasion of the commencement ceremony graced by Mr. Niranjan Gupta, CEO of Hero MotoCorp. Today has been an inspiring day filled with valuable insights and words of wisdom that will undoubtedly resonate with us for years to come. The best way to find yourself is to lose yourself in the service of others. This quote by Mahatma Gandhi reflects the essence of the contributions made by each of us, of our esteemed guests and participants today. Firstly, I extend my heartfelt gratitude to our esteemed speaker, Mr. Niranjan Gupta sir. Your address was not just a speech, but a masterclass in leadership, resilience, and vision. Your insights into evolving landscape of the corporate world and your personal journey not only enlightened us, but also motivated every individual in this hall to strive for excellence and integrity in their respective fields. We are deeply grateful for the time you have taken out of your busy schedule to be with us today. Leadership is not being in charge. It's about taking care of those in your charge. Your leadership and the way you inspire others truly embody this sentiment, Mr. Gupta. I would also like to express our sincere appreciation to our Mrs. Swati Munjal ma'am, whose unwavering support and leadership continuously guide us towards academic excellence and innovation. Your presence today is a testament to your commitment to fostering an environment of growth and learning. To our deans and professors, thank you for your relentless dedication and passion for education. Your guidance shapes the future of our students and this institution. Your efforts, often behind the scenes, are the bedrock of the academic achievements we celebrate today. A special thanks to our faculty coordinators, Dr. Richa Mishra ma'am, Mr. Jolly ma'am, Mrs. Shubhangi ma'am, and Mr. Manoj sir, whose meticulous planning and coordination made this event seamless and memorable. Your hard work and commitment have been instrumental in the success of today's ceremony. The beautiful thing about learning is that no one can take it away from you. To our students, your enthusiasm and eagerness to learn are what drive us. You are the future leaders, and it is your aspirations and achievements that we celebrate. Thank you for your participation and for making this event vibrant and engaging. Furthermore, I extend my heartfelt thanks to the students involved in the planning and execution of this event. Your dedication and hard work have played a crucial role in making today a success. Lastly, but by no means least, our heartfelt thanks to the administrative staff. Your tireless efforts behind the scenes ensures that events like these run smoothly. From logistical to technical support, your contributions are invaluable, and we deeply appreciate everything you do. Once again, thank you, Mr. Niranjan Gupta, sir, for your enlightening speech. Thank you all for being here and making this commencement ceremony a grand success. Let us carry forward the insights and aspirations gained today. As we continue, yes, ma'am.
Shreya, I just want to say a few words.
Yeah,
After
sure,
you're done,
ma'am.
go ahead.
You're sure, ma'am? No, it's okay.
No, I'll let you complete. Why don't you complete?
Okay, once again, let us carry forward the insights and inspirations gained today as we continue to strive for greatness in our respective journeys.
Thank you, Shreya. Thank you. I just want to take a minute. I know we want to take Niranjan to see the campus, but I want to just really thank Niranjan. I remember when I met him in one of the Hero FinCorp events. That's when I invited Niranjan to campus, and I said, you must come. And thanks to Prateek, he followed up and made sure it did happen. I think when I extended the invite, he immediately accepted it, and he was so humbled about. Normally I've seen a lot of CEOs, they say, talk to us, talk to my secretary, and I'm sure we'll make something happen, and that's how they do. But he was so humble, he said, yes, I'll come. I definitely want to come. I've been wanting to come. So I really liked that humbleness. And I also want to acknowledge, I want to bring it, I mean, you've all seen him speak, and I'm amazed he could give a masterclass in leadership without even reading one leadership book, because he truly lives it, he breathes it, and so he doesn't really need to read any book to be able to give a masterclass. But I remember in one of the meetings I had recently, when he had just taken on, and it was a 30-minute meeting, and in 15 minutes we were done, because he had already made a decision, and he told, it's going to happen like this, let's go ahead. So I really loved the efficiency and the quick promptness in decision making, and I'm sure he hears this all the time about himself, but I really saw that, and I want to thank him. You were inspiring, and Akanksha, your dad was not boring. Thank you for accompanying him today. It is nice to have you also on campus, and thank you for everyone was sitting, just seated quietly on the seat, carefully listening every word of you, and everything you said, right from loving what you do to making sure that you work hard, to making sure that the happiness is within you, not anywhere outside, and having the belief within you. So I think everything that you said, definitely I learned a lot, and I'm sure each one of you couldn't have had a better commencement speaker than Niranjan to kick your MBA journey off. I think wonderfully it's coming to an end, your orientation week. Congratulations to Prateek and the team for putting all the events together, and thank you, Niranjan, for being here. I want to also add and acknowledge, since he's here, we don't really get to have him here. A lot of it that you see on campus is Hero, of course, Hero families come together and put it, and I'm really the custodian of making sure that we live the vision that's been set here. But it's not possible without the support of HMCL. I think year on year, we work very closely with HMCL, and it wouldn't have been possible without the HMCL support. And the wonderful team they have, who's continuously supporting us as we are building this vision of really making higher education, transforming higher education and making this university one of the best in the country. It wouldn't be possible without the support of the entire community. This is really like a child, and it takes a village to raise a child. It is this story of the university. And so thank you, Niranjan. Thank you, Akanksha. Thank you, everyone, for being such great audience. We hardly ever see the hall so packed, Niranjan, I have to say that. So with your being here, it is totally packed. So thank you, and have a great evening ahead.
I request all the students to please be seated.
Guys, slowly, okay? Slowly move out of the auditorium.